Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Stranded Deep after a day off with some Metro Exodus 1 hour 4K edition. Yeah, I hope you guys all watch it. If you didn't, go check it out. Go check it out. So, here's what I figured out, you guys. It appears that on day 10, everything respawns. At least when it comes to the animals. Well, I can tell you that 2 of these plank scraps respawned. There was a giant crab that respawned, at least one. There might be another. I saw a boar over there, and I saw a snake right over there. So, first things first, you guys, we gotta handle some business. You know what I mean? We can't be like comfortably. Listen, I'm not gonna lie. The crab came up and bit me on the butt while I was building this thing. All right. Bit me right in the butt, scared the deuce out of me, because I had my headphones like down on my desk. I was just building. I'm like, do. And yeah, that happened. So I can see what looks like a snake underneath my house. Two pretty good arrow shots right there. If I do say, there's another crab over there, and I made a spear gun too. I made a spear gun, so I do have a spear gun in my inventory. I think last episode I was on one of those other islands. Anyway, I did a couple island hoppings at night. Came back here, did some building, you know, the typical thing. So I made a little pier, right, a little dock. And then I decided to just put a half wall and some little huts. It looks pretty nice. I got some lanterns hanging on it. It's pretty cool. Got my 2 rafts chilling there. Been working on my fuel sources, so I've got extra fuel now. For some reason, as I left that island after I stopped recording last time, you guys, the boat went way faster. So I don't know if it's because I had the sail down or whatever it was, but it did go much faster. So I apologize for going slow, you know, but it's faster now. I knew it was faster. All right, we got that snake dead, and I don't like that he's still there. I don't like that I can see him. Now, I saw a snake out here, but I don't know if that was the one that crawled over. And I also saw a boar out there, and I don't know where he is now. I was trying to keep quiet and just keep building over here, but we gotta search this stuff out. So, after 10 days, I don't know if it's at 10 days or if you kill him and 10 days later, whatever it is. It can't be that because we didn't get to this island till day 2 or 3, I believe. Anyway, they respawned. Irregardless. And you can see how my palms are growing. They're going to be coming back in pretty soon. But I've got to be very, very careful. You know, this stick has been sitting here forever. It's bugging me. It's bugging me. Now, I was using the... I tried the spear gun out on one of the crabs, the one that came up and bit me in the butt, and yeah, it was just breaking. It was the same thing, bouncing off the shell. There's the warthog right there. It was breaking all the spear gun arrows, so that's a thing. It's a thing. I mean, the crabs are no joke. I really don't want to get bit and have to use my antidote, but I do have one pre-made. That dude's pretty mean too. I wonder if I should just take him on now with a spear gun. Ah, jeez! Oh! No. You have to... Oh, shoot! Dude, I can't run away from him. Neener. You have to be standing still and ADSing for the spear gun to work. Don't you come out. What the? There ain't no way. That just, right in the butt. Now, I found that the crab can get hung up on this stuff, which was really good. I was actually shooting him just like I'm shooting this guy. He was hung up there, and he got hung up in the planks. Now, I don't think the spear gun is as strong as the bow. I mean, look at all that. See a goner? Oh my god, dude. He put the hurtin' for certain on me. What the heck? But the one good thing is I can get my arrows back from him, my spear gun arrows, where I couldn't from the crab. They were just breaking. They were all over the place. All right, chubby wubby. I don't have my knife on me, but we can get it real easy because I've got this set up. Knife. It's knife to see you. All right, so that didn't quite work out the way I expected it. That was a little more painful. These guys and the crabs are no joke. So the additions to the game, definitely another twist. It's not just the sea creatures you have to worry about anymore. These guys, you have to take off running from this guy, and you can't just pop off around like hipfire. You got an ADS. And the ADS, you got to stand still, because if you're walking, it moves the pointer back and forth. You know, your circle dot back and forth, which is not good. But those guys yield a fair amount. 4 and 2, that's good. And that's large meat. Large meat. All right, we're still hunting. We're still hunting, you guys. I figured, I saw that, and I'm like, oh, dude, I got to record. Because I was just in here, I was in here building. I was going around collecting and doing stuff like that. So I thought, let's get some stuff done. You know what I mean? You guys know what I'm saying. I dropped my knife. I dropped this stuff here because to make it into leather, you need that anyway. So I just drop it off there. Wow, it's so bright out. It's so bright out. But at night, it's so dark. So I try and compensate a little bit. When I render this out, I knock down the highlights just a little bit. I got to be careful, though, because... Let's see. All right, let's see. I need to eat. Let's grab... I'm going to grab 2 of these things and eat them. Even though 1 would have been sufficient. And so I could put the 2 big meats on there. I'm going to put my knife back so I don't forget. Because, you guys, seriously, I will forget. Alright, tools, put that in there. Alright, we're still hunting. What else? I need water. Because I need to get my health back up. Let's go. We need to get back full food and water. That's not full yet. Oh, I need some SPF. Jeez Louise, Papa Cheese. Oh, dude. Alright, so I need to make sure and grab some aloe on the other places. Where's the meds at? I only have 1 in here. Oh, maybe can we get out of the sun for a little bit? Just see if that helps. It's helping. So while I'm trying to heal, I don't want the SPF to be hitting me. So I'm healthy. Health is going up, SPF's going up. Instead of just using that, I mean, you get out of it, you build your bar back up, you go back out into it, it starts degrading your bar, you know, your sun, your SPF bar. The other thing, though, right now you can see as you look in the distance, it doesn't spawn in the load distance. It doesn't spawn it in, so it's easier to see snakes from back here right now. Like, that's how I saw one. I saw one right out there where the dot was. That may have been the one that crawled up underneath here. There's still a giant crab over there, which... I mean, it's fine to take him on and just sit there and stab him with your spears, but you're going to take some damage, and you don't want to be down on health. It takes a while to regain it. I'm not bleeding, so I don't need bandages. So if you use the bandage, stops the bleeding, but I don't think it necessarily builds your health up any faster. So we're doing good. Look, our SPF is going up, and our health is going up. Yep, still both going up. I'm keeping an eye on that water. Look, I have a little shade here too. Oh, I've got a shelf and this little table and a chair. That's for decoration purposes. I'm not going to sit here and write my memoirs. Memories, memories. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you don't. All right, that joke was for me. I know this is boring, but just give me a sec, man. SPF, almost there. I'm going to take a sip of water and refill the water. on the way by, and then we're going to continue our hunting. We know there's a crab over there, but I want to make my rounds for snakes. Last time there was 2 or 3 snakes. I only found one. Found 1 boar, 1 crab. There was 2 crabs. I know there's another crab over there. I could see him. All right, we're doing good. That SPF is it's like really nice in the shade right now, you guys. Nice warm day, a little bit of a breeze. Perfect time to sit in the shade. Look at that. SPF is telling me so. All right, that's good. Drink some more water. We need 1 there, and we need 3 there. Okay. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Okay, that's good. Quick check on our stats. SPF started to go back down, so it's definitely a hot day, and you can tell. Like, look at the sand; it is blinding, and that's how it is IRL, right? Blinding. All right, let's go. Let's go, snake. There's a snake right there. I knew I saw one out here. Oh, he's hiding in the bushes. That missed. Hey, you better run, son. Is he dead? Dang, that's a nasty looking snake. I mean, seriously. Dude's mad dogging me from over there. What the? Oh, jeez. I mean, seriously, game developers, what is your thing about snakes? Like, look, I think I've told this story. I don't like snakes because they sneak up on you. You're walking through the forest, all of a sudden, bam! All right? I will take on any enemy that I can see that wants to head me face on. But these stupid little camping reptiles that jump out at you, that's bad, you guys. It's bad. I'm telling you. It's not a phobia. It could be anything. It could be a badger. It could be a Wolverine. I said Wolverine because I watched Red Dawn last night. It was on Amazon Prime. Wow, that is an old movie. Was not one of Swayze's best, I can tell you that right now. The newer Red Dawn with what's his name, Thor. I don't know, it's better. It's better because it's way newer. That other one was, geez, I don't know, that was so old. Oh, and there's a new Rambo movie that came out. Obviously, it was out in theaters because it's already on Amazon. But it's called Rambo: The Last Blood. Remember First Blood? Here's the thing that, once seeing that, I looked up the lifespan of the Rambo movies. This is crazy. And I mean, I don't know, maybe I'm going to sit in this shade for a second. I might be the crazy one here, but this is almost like unheard of. This is not only a series, like a movie with multiple parts, but it's actually the same character, like the same actor playing that character, right? There's been, like, you think of James Bond, it's had many actors playing James Bond. But Rambo has always been Sylvester Stallone, right? And Sylvester Stallone, Clint Eastwood, Arnold Schwarzenegger, these guys all, their biggest movies and their biggest part of their careers was after they were 40 years old, okay? Sylvester Stallone made Rambo First Blood in 1982. I said 82. And the First Blood, or Rambo Last Blood, 2019. I'm going to leave the math up to you guys, but that is a long time. Right? The first 3 Rambos were in the 80s. Well, like the last one was like 87 or 88. That other Rambo was in 2008. He went 20 years between movies, and then he did one from 2008 to 2019. Sylvester Stallone's like 70-something years old. Yeah. And it was still nice and gory and good. The point I'm trying to make is, and look at Clint Eastwood. When you think of, I don't know, he made like those, what they call them, spaghetti westerns or something like that. Those old westerns. Those were back in like 1960s. Right? Dirty Harry, his Callahan, San Francisco Detective. Those were 70s, 1970s. And he's still making movies now. That's crazy. Am I the only one who's freaking out about, like, okay, let's put it in perspective here. So you take your favorite actor right now, today, whatever your favorite actor is, all of you, and let's say they're in their 20s. Think of them 40 years from now. 40 years from now, still making movies that you like. That is nuts. It's crazy. It's unheard of. There's other characters too, like Al Pacino, Robert De Niro. These are all characters that they have such a presence, right? That's what makes the, well, especially Al Pacino and Robert De Niro. These guys have such a presence that they can still play that badass role even as like a 70-year-old man. Right? And their movies span the test of time as well. It's just nuts. Like I can't get over the time. All right. You and me, doucher. That's an eyeball shot. That's an eyeball shot. Okay, I see what you're doing. You're turning your shell toward me. You can't climb that little ridge, apparently. That's an eyeball shot. Oh, that was a shell shot. Nice! Alright, you got me. Now, did I get any of those arrows back? None here. What about the ones that I missed over here somewhere? Nope. So every arrow shot was wasted. So I can get that arrow. So I guess those must have been hitting his shell. Those must have been hitting his shell. Probably shouldn't have put my knife away. Anyway, you guys, seriously, like that's, I don't know, it's neat. It's just interesting to me, I guess is what I'm getting at. It's very interesting that, look, we need stuff like this. And I know this sounds weird and all, you're like, yeah, whatever, meaty, you know. Whatever. But this is important stuff, right? Because I know that there's people like me that maybe, it doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter how old you are. You might look back and go, wow, movies aren't what they used to be. Music isn't what it used to be. For whatever time frame you're referencing, right? And I think that actors aren't what they used to be. And I can say that not from like, oh, you're old, meaty. From a point of maybe even 10 years ago. Things change. And you might like a certain style of music or certain style of movie. And it's important that if you have a character or an actor that you like, that it can actually span this time. There's actors that I really like that haven't done anything in a long time. Like, I really, really like Colin Farrell and Edward Norton. And they made some killer movies. And I looked it up, I'm like, oh my God, those were like back in the 90s and the early 2000s. And I didn't think those guys were that old at the time, but you know, it's like, where have those guys' movies been, you know? Like those spy thriller movies. That one, The Recruit, that Colin Farrell was in. Man, that was an awesome movie. And Edward Norton did, like, Fight Club with Brad Pitt. He also did, he did some other crazy ones. But he played some cool, he did one with Robert De Niro where they played as thieves up in Montreal. And Edward Norton did that one where he was a racist because his dad was a fireman. He got killed, and so he was a racist. Then he went to jail. He went to prison, and then he found out that racist people aren't really about what they claim about their race. They're more about making money and selling drugs and just getting ahead for themselves. And when he came out, he totally squashed all that and tried to change. That was really, it was an eerie movie because of its content, but as far as an actor, it was really good. So what I'm saying is, it's like a good sign that there's some hope that we can have an actor that you like that doesn't have to be 25 years old to be, you know, Captain Badass, like Rambo. And this Rambo movie, I'm not going to give you any spoilers, but you can just look at the trailer or some of the artwork and see how old he is. Obviously he's playing his natural age. He's all gray and wrinkled up. He's still in great shape. Like, he's in great shape for his age. He's in great shape for anyone's age, you know. And he does just enough in this movie to make it like seem realistic. Like this could really happen. Like this, a person of this age could still do the things that he did in there. And also the things that aren't so Rambo-esque happens to him. And it's really interesting. Not that great of a movie, but why aren't those snakes degrading it? They're annoying me. Not that it, you know what I'm saying. Anyway, I just thought that it was really interesting. Sometimes I get in these contemplations at night, like after a movie or when I'm just sitting here vegging out, and I contemplate things. And that's what I was thinking about last night was how I think it's such a good thing that those actors have, and it's going to be sad that all those actors I name are pretty much done. They're pretty much done. They're producing, they're directing, but as far as acting goes and that character, they're done. I would love, you know what I'd love to see, and I hope this isn't boring for you guys. I know I'm supposed to be playing Stranded Deep, but it's nighttime. We're chilling. We're sitting by the fire, just hanging out. I could do. I'm out of wood. What I would like to see, watching the whole Rambo thing. And by the way, I looked up the statistics, and the statistics match kind of my feelings on Rambo. Rambo First Blood, the first one, is considered the best one. And I think why that's the best one is it was so relatable, like for Vietnam vets, because it portrayed a real thing, like really what was going on with these guys, and there wasn't any over-the-top Hollywood explosions and all this. It was about the story, and it was such a good story. Again, we always circle back around to the story, not the green screens and the special effects and explosions, the gore, the blood, all that stuff. It's really about the story, because I could take, I like watching war movies and stuff like that, but I can watch one that has all the guns, that has all the kit and the gear, and they're in the desert, they're in Afghanistan, wherever, but it has a terrible story. I'll click off it. I'm like, this is garbage. It makes me mad. But if the story's good, it's always good. So, Rambo, The First Blood, it was my favorite, even before it became like a cult hit with people. But here's what I would like to see. I would like to see a new version of like Rambo. Definitely don't call him Rambo. Maybe it was Rambo's long lost son or something. I don't know. But let's say he served in Afghanistan in special forces. Now here's the thing. Instead of Rambo, this is good stuff here. If any directors are out there, writers, listen to this. Rambo served in Vietnam, but then he did all this stuff afterwards, like not special ops stuff, but like almost like CIA black site stuff, like, oh, we have a problem with these Russians, we have a problem here. He actually went to Afghanistan when the Russians were there. So now, instead of all that jumping around, let's say he served multiple deployments in Afghanistan, right? And now he's gone out as like a private contractor. This story is so fitting because this is what's really happening with our operators. Once they're done, they go into private PMCs, private military contractors, and then they actually make the kind of money that is, fitting for their skill sets. So let's say he served like 5-6 deployments in Afghanistan. Now he's PMCing, and now we pick up on whatever his name is, Rambo Jr., whatever, and pick an actor that's good and that's maybe in his 20s, maybe at 30 years old or something because of the tours. And we could get 20 years more of Rambo-style movies, but with the modern twist on it, right? I think that's pretty good. Hollywood, you out there? Meaty is a screenwriter. I just came up with a great thing, which a lot of money could be made because I'm interested in modern stuff. It's just like the video games that we're playing these days, you guys. The video games that we're playing, think of Battlefield, think of Call of Duty over the last 5 years or so. They went back to World War I, World War II, which is fine, but we've seen all that. It's already run that cycle. We want to see more modern stuff, not future, today. We want M16s and AKs. We want APCs and tanks. We want to see, battles in the jungles, in the deserts. We want to see the modern stuff. It's okay to venture into these other areas, but that's what I want to see in the movies now, too. Because if you look up military movies, you will find 1 million movies on World War II because there's so many stories to be told. You'll see some in the Vietnam. You barely see anything in the Korean thing. And honestly, after 15 years of war for the United States and Afghanistan and all the NATO allies, and then that's ridiculous Iraq, I don't even want to talk about it. Let's talk about Afghanistan. I'll just say that that's the only thing that was justified to me. And that's why I blame governments, not soldiers. Okay? That's enough said about that. But what I'm saying is, what do you think? Let's make a modern day Rambo, and his backstory is he was special forces. He could be Green Beret. We don't need him to be a SEAL. The SEALs are getting enough movies. He could be Green Beret, which is like Ranger, and then Green Beret. Because Green Berets, they know other languages. They have these skills. Maybe he's Delta Force. That's like not necessarily a step up, but a step to the side of Green Berets. Because every Delta, every unit operator is a Ranger, and they're probably a Green Beret, and then they go into the unit. They only take the best of the best from the best. And that's pretty good. And that's how SEAL Team 6 was. SEAL Team 6, or DevGru now, it was the best of the best SEALs only went in there. It wasn't just another SEAL team. It was the best of the best SEALs. So you had to be SEAL certified, you're right? And then you had a chance at that. And they still failed. Imagine that. They went through buds and all that, and then they failed in this other thing. That's why these Tier 1 operators are so crazy good. That's enough talking. You guys are probably bored out of your gourd. If you appreciated the little chat, let me know down in the comment section, because sometimes they go off like this. I like to talk to you guys. I think it's interesting. If you guys thought it was interesting, let me know down below. But I'll see you guys next episode of Stranded Deep.